sickening that I have to explain to the actual killers that have surrendered to this thing in the world, helping it, and acting as if it's tough to sit behind a keyboard and wipe out fellow mankind because you're a coward. This thing is getting power through you. Sometimes it'll say like Stephen King, and I'll go open my door and there's a fog. It produced a fog yesterday. While this one guy comes with the barking dog, and when he does this that they call Cujo online, then that's able to eventually come out at just the wrong time to start just continually barking. And it's like the wolf, the devil is getting into the brain. And then other times I'll open my door like earlier, and it's this entity I can photograph as a devil on my property with horns, and it'll say something about trying to get me out of my house, and I'll get you out of your comfort zone. And it's all things that you expect to see out of one of his movies, like The Mist, Creatures in the Mist. And then it's celebrities. It's actual people, a couple people I've even met at a function. They're all doing this together. It's a whole menagerie of the devil's rejects. These people get off on this terror. Then earlier, they tear up my locks. Then the other day took the door knob off, come in and get things. And this is what they did until they killed Twinkles. They came in all the time, and they leave kill objects and Aztec necklaces and things with John Saw's face and things with Bob's Offspring's face, with Alex Seco's name saying sacrifice Sherry, things with the Offspring and it always with John Saw's picture and Alex Seco's name, and the woman out back. The woman out back who was interested in trying to get the land the first month we got after we already bought. She was trying to get a patch just where she said she mowed, which she didn't. So that was the month we bought it, just a tiny little patch out back where the entities mainly are, where they go to this building that my husband built the building. It's just a bunch of people around here that can't afford the property, but they want to kill us because we're on it. And the school was built after we'd already bid on the land next door, and we would have had it before the school was on it. We already had it all accepted by the farmer, and we were going to go to close on the deal, and he got a better offer, and he said, oh, can I get out of it? Or we would have the land where the school is. So we were kind enough to do it. We waited 5 years. We lived in a small house on Ridgemont Road. We tried to wait to get land. We waited 5 years because Bob wanted land. I didn't want a lot of land. He likes woods. He came from Huntingburg. As a boy, he went in the woods with his friends, and he likes the woods. So we had to wait 5 years to get land. And then when we got the land, we had to live in the starter home at the front of the property for other years until we started to build. Because I didn't want him to get in debt. Like before he got married, he built his ex like 2 or 3 houses, and they got a racquetball club and then another business. And by the time that so much had been spent, all those other houses, I told him I didn't want a big new house, that we'd pay as we went along. So it took us 12 years before we had all the stuff up here, the concrete poured around the house. You know, before we had the sidewalk, before we had finished bathrooms, because I was not about to let him get a mortgage. And as soon as it was paid for, after 15 years or longer, we finally did. Then the ex and the offspring come back, and they'd never been here but one. She'd never been here at all, but they'd only been here one time in their whole life to visit us in their land. And all of a sudden, the movie people come. And they want to kill us. We didn't know they were linked because Alex Seco, that was our best friend that lived on the street Bob lived on when I met him, where the ex-wife stayed all the time after she left Bob, her best friend. I had no idea they were getting the sons in Special Forces. I had no idea that the kids worked in 3 different cities with them, lived in 3 different cities together, and worked for his agency. I had no idea this. I had no idea that John Saw, who put my family killed, who asked me about my land the month after I got it online, had an interest. I had no idea that these people had conjured okay? But now I see it's the whole world now. It's they're connecting to something which is the devil. I guess it's AI, and they are letting themselves be, I guess, overtaken by it, and their brains are all kind of connected, and they become bats or something, because they keep telling me, kiss the devil, go to a devil's ball.